Hi guys, so this lesson is going to look at a little revision story that is intended to help you actually remember some of the key content that you studied in Theme 1's module on 1.1 Enterprise and Entrepreneurship. Now, what I really suggest that you do is make a few notes as we're going through this little story. And then when you reach the end of it, come back and actually test yourself. How much of the story can you actually remember? How many of the key terms that are mentioned can you actually remember as well? And then test yourself on that in a few days' time. And do, of course, watch it again to make sure that you're actually retaining this key information. So let's get moving. Now, I want you to picture the scene of a 7th grade PE class who are running track in their gym class. It clearly emerged that 2 students were lagging far behind the pack. They were the self-proclaimed 2 slowest, most unfit kids in the class. But these boys soon became firm friends and they started hanging out together throughout their time in school. So every day they'd talk about their ideas for their future careers. The boys daydreamed about one day earning a salary of $20,000 per year. They'd often talk late into the night about how they might do this, until one day, long after finishing school, they decided to go into business together. The question was what to focus upon. Their greatest passion was food, so that made sense to their intuition. Of course, a further advantage is that food is a market where products don't become obsolete. Now, they wanted to pick a product that was becoming popular in big cities so they could take advantage of changing consumer and social trends. But would it be pizza? Or would it be bagels? Or ice cream? After researching the processes of making these products, they eventually decided upon ice cream. This was simply due to the low startup costs of an ice cream maker and a postal course to learn the skills needed. This enabled them to adapt an existing product rather than creating a brand new or original idea. While a friend told them that restaurants with limited menus are most likely to be successful, they were aware of the risks, which included a lack of security and the risk of financial loss. Yet they remained focused upon the salary of $20,000. As well as the independence and the chance to work together, they went ahead with their idea. They remained focused upon the potential salary of $20,000, as well as the independence that running their own business offered them, and the chance to actually work together. So they decided to go ahead with their idea. The next step really involved undertaking a lot of market research. The boys researched potential locations, looking for cities with favorable demographics whose populations were growing and had large student populations. They initially focused on warmer cities in the southern United States. Yet their secondary research highlighted no such gap in the market. Instead, the only gap they truly found in the market was the low number of ice cream parlors in cold cities, so they settled upon Vermont. They then surveyed their target market in the area and obtained quantitative research on the top flavors of ice creams which were proving popular, giving them good numerical analysis. By undertaking foot flow observations, they gained further quantitative information on where to locate. This primary market research helped them decide on a location of an old garage which needed investment to convert it into their first ice cream parlor. Their first summer proved successful and they'd routinely sell through their stock of ice cream. Yet their awareness of customer needs encouraged them to offer other products such as fresh squeezed lemonade, which was a great hit on hot summer days, providing the lads with another revenue or income stream. In the winter, they'd promote sales through their winter extravaganza, offering a penny off per Celsius below zero that the temperature hit. At the same time, the young entrepreneurs would sell hot chocolate, and on their anniversary, they'd celebrate by giving away ice cream on their self-proclaimed free cone day. Their business continued to prove popular and they continued to increase their market share. Despite the fact the two entrepreneurs simply broke even for their first 3 years, a family member advised them to increase their price. This seemed justifiable given how much added value the business offers to its consumers. Their relative pointed to their high quality product, their unique branding, its convenience, offering a variety of payment platforms, and the product's unique selling points, all of which had enabled them to increase brand loyalty. Yet the boys were reluctant to increase their prices. Until finally, after years of hard work increasing revenues but increasing costs, the boys decided eventually to put the business up for sale. At the very last moment, they decided not to sell. Instead, they decided that if they didn't like the traditional business model which focused upon profit above customer satisfaction, they could change it and run an ethical business to lead and inspire ethical business practice which focused on quality, excellent customer service, and organic ingredients. They raised their prices, which improved their revenue forecasts and made break-even more achievable, giving them a good level of profitability. Their focus on ethics helped the business increase sales while differentiating the brand, and it also satisfied customer and other stakeholders' needs, which helped to ensure business survival. Today, the business is a multinational brand which has customers all over the world. It is, of course, Ben & Jerry's. Right, so there we go, guys. That little revision story is a nice little summary of some of the key content on theme 1.1 there. Now, try to actually take this revision story further. Why do Ben & Jerry's actually have a big social media presence? Why is that so important in today's age? Think about the advantages as well as the potential problems that that can offer. But we can see that these are broadly the key learning points that you should try to take away from that little story there. So first up, about how business ideas come about and how those new ideas can be generated, whether it's adapting existing products or coming up with a brand new one. That of course, when it comes to setting up your own business, there are a number of rewards, but there are risks as well. Now, of course, the key role of business is to actually provide products and services and ultimately meet customer needs. In that little story, we've looked at how Ben & Jerry's in particular adds value. So in that instance, when the boys first started up the business, it was about convenience, but it was also about the quality of the brand, and that first name element in the brand is very, very important. But it's also, of course, about quality, the actual recipe or design, and the unique selling point or unique sales proposition. And then finally, that an entrepreneur organizes resources, makes decisions, and takes key risks there. So based on all of this, what I'd like you to try and do now is just recount as much of that story as you possibly can. See how you get along with doing that, and do come back and test yourself on this story. See how much you can actually retain there. Great stuff, guys. See you next time.